Okay, are we all set to go?
We're gonna wait till a couple minutes. I guess the connection wasn't that great. So anyway, um, again, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. Um,
This is Coffee Talk with Ninja and Anna
thank you. I
from
appreciate
Extreme
you.
Ninja Martial Arts.
So do me a favor, if you can hear me, just drop the number one below, so by that way I know that you can hear me. If you have any questions, just let me know. I appreciate all of you. And I was saying from earlier is that this week nobody won the free cash prize
Or the nails.
or the nail. So if you are in the chat, do me a favor, just say watching, so by that way I know you are in. Anyway, so I want to go a little bit about the fitness. So I know for myself is that when you come and train, if you consistent come train at least 3 days a week and plus, you'll be, excellent on your fitness level. Okay. The other part too is that
Feel good level.
feel good, less stress, and I never have anybody say, well, you know what, I don't have a great workout. Always at the end of the workout is always amazing. I know for myself is that. So I want you to mean what you say with your word, is that you give yourself 2 days a week, then make it happen 2 days a week. Okay. I know life is busy. However, if you set up and you sign in for a class, that means you already set up and make a commitment to yourself when it comes to your health.
Right.
So that is very important. Sign yourself in. And myself, I will hold you accountable for this. Okay. Because end of the day is we are a partnership. You came in and you want us to be there, support your journey. And so I want to do my part reaching out to you is that if you have any challenge regard of injury, regard of
Motivation.
your motivations, regard of nutritions, so and hold you accountable. So it's very important for me to understand where you're coming from and where you are today, and then so by that way I bring you to the next level, because the whole thing is that I want to be there to show you that you can have that result. Okay. Anna, you have any?
Yeah, I was saying before, and I'll say it again. Like one thing I've noticed a lot lately, and just in general, kind of right now, it's a hot topic is mental health, and a lot of people are talking about it. It's trending, blah blah blah. So mental health is very very important, and one of the things that helps with that is getting your body moving, being physically active. Pretty sure you could ask any doctor out there that's gonna I don't know any doctor who would say don't work out, okay, unless you are in a cast or something like that. Pretty much, a doctor's always going to recommend that. Yet I see a lot of times, very often, where somebody is struggling with mental health and they stop training, they stop moving, they stop working out, when that's actually the thing that's really, really going to help them. So, just being aware of taking the actions and doing the things consistently that are good. You guys all know it's good for you and that it helps, right? So making sure that you are continuously doing it. The more consistently you do it, the easier it's going to be to then do it, rather than getting to that point where you're at home, oh, I'm not going to go. I don't want to go. I just want to do whatever, just stay at home, whatever, or go out with my friends or whatever it is. Just making sure that the more you consistently do something, the easier it's going to be. Same thing, like getting up in the morning, right? The more consistently you get up early in the morning, the easier it is to get up early in the morning. Right. Whereas if, the days that you don't want to get out of bed, if you consistently don't want to get out of bed, it's going to be easier to stay in bed than to get out of bed. Right. So you just have to keep at it and make it more consistent. Of course, there's always an adjustment period, and it's always hard to make change and start new things, but you have to be consistent and give it time. You have to be patient too. It's I feel like people want things to happen so quickly, but they're not really willing to put the work in to make it happen. You have to stick with something. Nothing happens overnight. I know TikTok videos are fast, ads are fast, all the social media, everything happens so fast nowadays. But real life, when you are making a change, you have to give it some time. Okay. It does not happen overnight. And any like major movie stars overnight, somebody who's called an overnight success can tell you it doesn't happen overnight. It's probably like, they put in 10, 20 years of work to get where they were.
So I'll give a good example on here, the way how I look at it. Okay. You put the money in a bank, okay, to invest, okay, to save money. Now, if you want that number to go higher, then don't spend it. So think of like this is your invest in your health. Okay. So how much time would you put yourself in? How much time would you um, hold yourself accountable to show up on your training? That's number one. Okay. Number two is that the nutritions. Okay. How much you put it in your body and how much you really like go and burn and work out to feel great, feel better. Because the end of the day for me is this: waking up in the morning, get out of bed. If my body weight is more than it is, I will not want to get out of bed because just standing up, sitting down is exhausting. But end of the day, you have to ask yourself this question: is that am I worth to be healthy? Am I worth to be great? Am I worth to be beautiful? All that's taking
Are
place.
you worth to be around for the people who love you?
Right. And so you have to kind of like look at that for yourself, you know. And then the other part too is that when we did the challenge, okay, we did either 6 week, 8 week, 21-day challenge. Okay. People don't put in the work and then they find themselves this way, or it doesn't work.
It
Okay.
does work, but only if you do.
Right. If you put in the work, and for example, I seen this all the time and I said to people, it's like, hey, whatever you eat, we have the app. You put it in the app, what you eat, what you put in your mouth. Sometimes people take the picture and then they may have a cookie on the side.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it all comes down to you. You're in the driver's seat. Like a coach, we're here to give you a map and show you how to get to point A from point A to B. But ultimately, you need to drive there and you need to get from point A to point B. Same thing like with a push-up. We can tell you to do a push-up, but I can't do the push-up for you. You need to get down on the ground and do the push-up, right? We can show you how to do the proper form. We can show you some tips and modifications. We can guide you, but you need to put the work in. It is up to you.
Right. So, and then the other part too is that I was going earlier before we lost connection, is that I was talking about injury. Okay. People have injury and they won't say anything. And then they say, well, you know what? Um, I hurt myself. I can't work out. Okay. You don't have to. For example, let's say you have a bad knee. Okay. You can do other things.
Do arms.
You can come into class, do other things, to be around with people who really want to do one thing. Same goal that you have. Be healthy, feel great, okay, be excitement for their life instead of, losing the time. Okay. Because look at your day, right? When you feel good, what did you say on that day? When you feel bad, what the whole day you talk about? Okay. So something to kind of look at for yourself. Okay. And I'm big on about modifications, and I'm big about, and I say this all the time too when I teach class. It's okay to struggle. I struggle too. However, you have to listen to your body and then move as long as you're moving. Okay. You don't want to stay still. Life is about going. It's not stay still. Time is about going. So you either evolve or you're gonna stuck back. That's reality. So you have to ask yourself these questions. Why don't I take care of me? Okay. If it I say this all the time, if not now, when? Okay, that's the question you have to ask yourself.
And
That
if
question,
not me, who?
right? Say that again.
If not me, then who?
It could be get your companion to work out together, you know. And then the other things too is that don't be afraid to ask for support. And I think the biggest thing that sometimes people feel like, oh, I'm weak because I reach out to ask for support.
No, that actually shows great strength. I think that's the opposite. It shows great strength and courage to ask for help.
You know, and so you have to ask yourself that question. We here for each other. Okay, we love, especially from us. I love you, and this is very important for you to take care of you. You know, you're worth it. You know, so just something to kind of look at where you are, where you need to go, and how would you get support on. Okay. And this is the last one that I hear people say all the time too. Okay. Um, for example, they have a hard time either. I don't want to say this word, but however, I'm going to say it because the easy way to everybody understand is that people say, "Well, how come I have a hard time losing weight? I'm training every single day, and I have a hard time losing weight." Reality is this: you have to look at yourself this way. Okay. Number one, how did I eat? Okay. How good I eat and what should I eat? Okay, that's big. And then, so you have to ask yourself, it's like the more you put in, the more you yourself need to take it out. You got to burn it out, you know. So there's nobody's going to do for you, you know. For example, I see this from my past experience. Somebody I know that they went to get a surgery to basically lose weight. Okay. And so they went to get surgery. I believe it was like 10,000. Somebody we know about,
Yeah,
six, 10,000. Okay. And then they went back. The first week was great. Second week was great. Third week, they went back to their same habit. And so, so you have to ask yourself is that how can I be healthier? Who can I need support on? And what journey that where we want to go? What is the stop? You know, um, So, and then somebody asked this question. I think I'm a stress eater. So ask yourself this question. So if you are a stress eater, okay, if you think you are, okay, you have to do a couple of things. Number one, this is for me, from my experience. Okay. Number one, why is that stress? That's number one. You need to know what is and why is that.
To the root there.
Right.
Yeah.
Then the second one is that the stress, why don't you go work out?
Find ways to relieve stress,
Right.
whether it's go for a walk, have a cup of tea, call and talk to a friend, go work out, meditate for 5 minutes. And then, kind of asking yourself, okay, is this something that I need or something that I want to? I mean, I'm not a stress eater, but I am a stress drinker. I'll be like, oh my God, it's been a really rough day. I'm going to have a glass of wine, which is very common. A lot of people do that. Some people do that with that. Some people do it with food. Some people do it with other things. So you have to ask yourself, do I really need this? Or is there another way for me to relieve the stress that I can find? And then you have to consistently create a habit with the other way of relieving the stress versus always linking stress with the other habit, whether it's drinking or eating or whatever it is. You have to change the action so that you can consistently create a new habit, because now it's linked and now it's a habit. So that's one thing. You just have to kind of break the habit by doing something else, saying, you know what? Okay, I'm going to meditate and have a cup of tea. I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes and have a cup of tea. And then if I still feel like I need it, then I'll have it. If I don't feel like I need it, okay, now I've changed. I've disrupted the habit. I've disrupted the pattern. So you have to disrupt the pattern to create a new pattern.
I think the other things for me too is that sometimes people have stress and then they eat they eat, they have stress eating, right? And then they don't go work out. They feel like, well, you know what? Now by the time I decide to work out, it's too late. You know, I remember back then when we start the class, whoever come in late, they have to do burpee. Now we understand because we evolve at the time right now too, is that people have a hard time coming workout or traffic, all this thing that reality is based on. However, that I always say this, and I never, I mean, 45-minute my class, you know what it feel like, you know, so 45-minute better than no minute, so um, we are here for each other, so be mindful and be understanding, reach out to us, and the biggest thing right now that we do the 8-week challenge. Okay, and I'll give you the information and I'll give you what the best way to get a free coaching. Okay, so this 8-week challenge that's coming up nationwide, that we got one of the our gym got selected to in the group to do 8-week challenge. It's to win $100,000 prize. Okay. On top of that, our gym will give the best transformations
a cash prize
cash
for
prize.
in our gym out of the people who are competing from our gym. So Team Extreme, anybody on Team Extreme best transformation will be getting a cash prize. We're also going to be giving out a prize for our MVP. And by MVP, I mean the person who's like participating the most, putting the most effort in, putting the work in. Like that's to me, I feel like that's the biggest transformation is not always the visible one. A lot of times the biggest transformation is when somebody's really changing their mindset around, fitness, nutrition, and, and living a healthy lifestyle. That's always my favorite change to see.
So, and then the other things too is that, so if you interesting in the 8-week challenge today, they have 8 p.m. the
Yes, tonight
live
is the
call.
live call
Yeah.
In the 8-week Facebook group. So make sure you're in that group if you're not in there already. And the link I know for that, I've posted it up at the top of this group. It's pinned to the top, so you can make sure to opt in for that by clicking on that. Okay.
And then the other things too that I personally, me and my wife personally, okay, will coach to the people from past experience that you'll fail on reaching your goal, regard of past coach or whatever that is. Okay. I don't believe that you can't reach your goal. I done it many times. I even right now I pack up my body fat up. So by that way I can do the big transformation so everybody can see it. Reality is this: if you want a free coaching for me and Anna, and my time and my wife time is very busy. Okay. Besides, I train people in the gym, I train people outside too. So my schedule is very busy. However, I will give you my time. We will give you our time. I don't know about her.
Yeah, of course. Yes. I want to support everybody who's
free
doing the
coaching.
8-week, for anybody who's doing the 8-week challenge.
However, the requirement to do this, okay, I'm going to list for you. Number one, you got to listen what we tell you. Okay.
We're going to give you a map. In other words, you have to follow directions.
Right. Number two, you have to post all the food.
Participate. You have to participate.
Okay. Number three, so number two is nutrition. Number three, you got to get yourself 3 times a week in training. Mm-hmm. Number four, the biggest one that I know a lot of people slack off on this is communication where you are. Okay. That means you have injury, you have challenge with dropping weight, gain muscle. We are here for you. And I don't do this because I hear this week, I hear somebody say, well, it doesn't work. I didn't have result. So because you have something that from the past, maybe you have challenge with coaching, maybe the coach is not hold you accountable to it. So you slack off on that.
Or maybe you had that cookie on the side and didn't tell the coach. But usually I can tell.
The things for me is this, okay? I'm very strict. I'm going to give you an honest answer. You're not going to like it, but I will tell you what it is. You want a result, you got to do the same.
Yeah,
Think
you
of
put
like
the work
this.
in.
Think of like this. When you go on vacation, how long did you plan that vacation? Something to look at. So if you look at your healthy goal, how long would you plan that out? How consistent you setting up? How excited you be? Because I know this is go for everybody. You plan a vacation, you count every single day to get there. Okay. So you have to ask this question for yourself. What is the purpose for me? Why I need to be healthy? Okay. And if your doctor tell you this, okay, you got to lose weight or you got to gain muscle, would you want to do it? Something to look at. And I know that for myself. So I will let you know this. Okay. If you want free coaching, reach out to me and Anna. We'll give you free coaching.
Well, we'll know, because if you go on the call tonight, we'll find out, like, whoever enters. So once you're entered into the 8 weeks, then you'll get the free coaching from us. So I'll be able to see who entered. All right.
Okay. So thank you everybody watching, and I hope that you take all that information in, and some of you may not like what I said. That's okay too. Some of you that you feel that this coffee talk can be inspiration for you or can help you in some way, please let me know. Either way, yes, good, no, no good. I would understand that. However, I will give information for you, so by that way we can support each other. And then the other part too is last week nobody won, the prize. So I'll give you a number between 1 to 20.
Isn't the prize free coaching if they enter the 8-week program?
That's two, yeah. So you got three things.
There's the prize.
Okay. Actually, two things. Number one, you got free coaching if you enter the 8 weeks challenge. Free coaching, regatta, protein or whatever that is. Okay. I'll be there, free coaching. Number two, nobody got the nail and cash prize last week. So I'll give you the number this week between 1 to 20. You guess the right number, you will get your, what is it, pedicure?
Pedicure. Yeah,
Pedicure,
pedicure.
yeah.
Pedicure is the feet. Yeah.
Okay. Get your nail done, basically. Okay. And then cash price. Okay. So let me know the number between 1 to 20. And then, I'll let you know the result by end of this week, Friday. Okay. Thank you, everybody watching. I appreciate your time. Remember, you're the one who bring the smile. Don't forget, you are awesome. So thank you for watching.
All right, thank you.